Perhaps I can be of assistance.
Boom, 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 boom. In the belly of the whale, bro. That
Yo,
song.
bro.
Why is that song so hype?
It's so hype, bro. Also, bro, driving to the river, Bob. Driving
Bro.
to the river.
Maybe you could help me with. Oh,
Bruh.
I'm sorry.
Maybe you can help me with the map.
Okay, welcome to Movie Mentality. Yet another video, not with Timmy,
Another
but
banger.
with another banger, not with Timmy this time, but with Jonathan. You know him from freaking Treasure Planet
Yeah.
and the Simpsons movie, if that one ever goes up. And,
If it ever goes up, yeah.
so this time around, we're talking about a very special movie. We're talking about Jonah. A
VeggieTales movie,
a
bro.
VeggieTales motion picture. This
Heck
is a childhood favorite of mine. I don't know
Bro,
about
if you never watched VeggieTales as a kid, you had no childhood, bro.
Oh my gosh, what's your experience with this movie?
Oh my
Because
gosh! Every single time I watch this movie, that beginning part where it says where it's the like Big Idea Productions, it
Yeah.
flips, right? It
Yeah.
does the and every
The
single time
logo.
I think it's mirrored.
I know, bro.
Every
I
single
know the whole
time.
point is that it starts off backwards, but like I saw the video on YouTube and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is mirrored because of copyright or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's
And I was
exactly
like, wait,
what I thought. Yeah.
Oh, I already asked this, but what's your experience with this movie? Like, was it like a childhood favorite of yours?
I
Because
mean,
I had kind of a story with this movie.
uh-oh.
Oh no, not bad, but like a
A
hype.
story.
Like, this is why
yeah.
I love. This is why this is my childhood
Bruh,
favorite movie.
I watched this probably at more than once before this, but yeah. I never really I don't
It
know.
wasn't like a constant thing.
It wasn't like, oh my gosh, let's
This
watch
movie-
Jonah again, just
It
like
wasn't-
yesterday.
Yeah,
But like,
just
yeah,
like
it
5
was.
minutes ago.
I totally remember it. And bruh, the pirates who don't do anything. We'll get into
Yo.
this, but they're totally the heroes of the whole movie.
Bruh, not even
lie.
Jonah.
Bruh, not even Jonah.
So my story with this movie, I grew up with VeggieTales. You know, I probably didn't see this in theaters because I must have been pretty young or something.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I remember
I got it on DVD. You
I
already
got
know.
it on DVD though. So I don't remember when I saw this
No.
movie for the first time.
VHS, bro.
VHS, yes, yeah. I had a bunch
That's
of
what I
VeggieTales. I
had.
think I still have some VeggieTales VHS, which I wish that those things were like expensive VHS tapes, so I can be like, yeah, I have these.
Yeah.
So like
It's just
collector's
like,
items.
Yeah, I got VeggieTales on VHS.
Yo, I got Where's God When I'm Scared.
Biggest
What you
flex
got?
ever, bro.
Gosh. So I just remember constantly wanting to rent because I guess we didn't own it or like our copy was like scratched or whatever. So I always remember renting this at Blockbuster,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it wouldn't be like a constant thing, but it would be something where like as a kid I would like walk around Blockbuster like looking for Jonah, and I'd be like, ah, there it is. Like we rented it so many.
Jonah!
We rented it so many times, like we might as well have bought it. Like,
Yeah,
I
like,
never got that.
The net
It's like,
total of the renting is
it's like
way over.
$49.99. Just like a solid $50, I
like-
guess. So yeah, I constantly rented it from Blockbuster. It's not much of like oh, this is like the big story, but I just remember renting it from Blockbuster and always being happy to watch it.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's my little story about this. Okay, so to get into the plot of this movie, this broadly, because like if we talked about it in detail, we could like super detail, we could be here for a while. So
Yeah.
this movie opens up with a car crash.
Oh my god.
So the kids are on their way to a
Drive
Twippo
into the river,
concert.
Bob. Drive
Bob.
into the
Drive
river,
into
Bob.
the river, Bob.
Drive into the river, Bob.
Or maybe you could help me with... Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. So they're driving to like a Twippo concert,
I
and
mean, I don't
everybody's
even know who Twippo is, but like
he was
it's
never
part of the
introduced.
movie.
He was never part of VeggieTales canon, so
Yeah.
like I never
Whatever.
understood he's spoiler alert, he's literally Archibald. like I don't what doesn't make sense about this is that it's like Bob and Junior and Laura and friggin' like Dad Asparagus. But
Yeah,
like,
what is his name?
it's
what is
just Dad
Dad
Asparagus. But like it's all those people, but Archibald is Twippo? Like, is he not Archibald? Like, is this like? I don't get the reality of this movie because VeggieTales, if for those of you who have watched it, takes place on like the countertop. So like,
Yeah,
I never got that about this movie.
I
It
don't
takes
know.
place on the
It's
countertop,
the
but they're in like
movies
a
go a little off
realist.
off.
They're in like
world.
oh yeah, they go off, yeah. But they're in like a realistic environment, which is
Yeah.
always kind of weird to me. But anyway,
It's like
they're on the way to the Twippo concert. Everyone's annoying Bob, and like I'm
well,
I'm
Bob's
with
just
Bob
annoyed.
on this one. Bob's-
Everybody's hyped for
everybody's
the
kinda
Twippo
hyped. They're
concert.
kind of having fun here. And one thing I want to point out is they're singing the freaking Billy Joe McGuffrey song, and which is like I don't know how long this song is, but it's implied that it's very long because it goes through like all the grades because they're like in the
Yeah,
first day of first grade, then he's like
right.
12th grade. And how does Dad Asparagus play a guitar? I know they
He
like
doesn't have any hands.
so everybody's hyped for the Twippo concert. Laura's being a jerk. Like
Oh yeah.
everybody's
Straight up
like, I can't wait
annoying.
for the Twippo concert. It's like, me too. It's like, well, I'm the only one who gets to meet him. And then Junior looks at her with the most dead face. And he's like,
You don't have to run it in.
and Bob is totally dead inside in
Bro,
this
Bob
pretty much
is
whole
just
movie.
trying so hard to understand the map, and he's got it upside down and everything. And they're
How
just
did oh my gosh, how did Bob even get roped into this?
bro, I don't know.
Why is he with Dad Asparagus? Like I know
Okay.
Larry is the pirate who couldn't do anything, one of them. And but whatever. So there's like a porcupine and shoots its quills at the tires, and then they crash, and it's a pretty
It's a pretty hard crash.
it's a pretty hard crash.
The airbags come out like
Yeah.
dang. Am I in heaven?
It smells like Wisconsin, which I never got that joke. Like, what does that mean? It smells
does
like the state of
Wisconsin smell like?
Wisconsin. It was, if anybody's watching and is from Wisconsin,
Let
what
us
does it
know.
smell like? What does Wisconsin smell like? And if it doesn't smell like airbags. Bob kind of gets beat up here, like in this movie. He's like, well, nobody got hurt, and he just gets shot. Oh yeah. Okay. He gets smacked with the guitar. The steering wheel comes off, which is an important thing we just left out. But anyway, so he gets shot. He's like, nobody got hurt, and then he gets shot with like a porcupine quill. And then there's one thing I kind of appreciate about or respect about VeggieTales as like at least old VeggieTales as like a, I guess, company big idea is that like they, at least for this movie, they animated outtakes, which like, you know, like Pixar used to do that. But, you know, for like VeggieTales, it's not a huge.
Oh my gosh!
It's not like a huge big budget thing, you know.
Wait,
so like for them,
they animated
like bloopers and stuff.
Oh my gosh! I totally missed the credits.
Oh no! It's on. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know
Wait.
whether I should be ashamed or proud to mention this, but I have the freaking Jonah VeggieTales movie disc 1, disc 2 special edition DVD, and on the second disc they have like all the outtakes and everything they animated. And in one of the outtakes, if I can find a clip on YouTube,
if I missed that, bruh.
if I can find a clip on YouTube, I'll probably put it in. Bob, the car falls on top of him.
What?
Yeah.
Well, nobody got hurt.
One thing.
Yeah.
Before the when the porcupine shoots Bob in the butt.
Yeah. Is that his butt or his back? Like he's all one.
I don't even know. Bro.
Whatever. He shoots Bob, or it's
Dad Asparagus is like, whoa, nice shot.
What a shot!
And Bob.
Why do you have to do him like that?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, what a
And then-
shot!
yeah.
Imagine your friend gets shot, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
what a
What a
shot!
shot! What a sniper, bro!
They go into this restaurant. They make the freaking peas,
Yeah.
and
Steak, shrimp, eat it.
Steak and shrimp.
I don't get why they had the little. I guess she's an asparagus as well. The little asparagus girl with glasses and the pea, because they don't factor anything into the plot. They are literally
Yeah,
like, it would make sense
they're
if
just
like
extras.
it would make sense if Dad Asparagus had Junior and like Laura, because like, oh, him and a friend or something like that. But like for these two extra people
Yeah,
to
and
be
then Bob
here,
and Junior Tomato.
Junior Tomato.
Bro, I don't know. Does he have a
And
son?
But
Who
yeah,
knows?
even like yeah, like the P's like a Captain Ahab Moby Blaster, my favorite, and then he just hops off and he starts playing, and then the girl literally asks for the bathroom, and then she just is never seen for like for like a good portion of the movie. She shows up
Right.
later, but like
Yeah.
still,
To-
this movie's soundtrack slaps, by the way.
It's so good. I can't
Listen
even,
to it, everybody.
Anyway, they get into like they're like, oh yeah, well I guess we'll just order some steak and shrimp. while
Whatever.
we're
I don't even
waiting
think did they even
for-
order anything. I don't remember.
I don't. They ordered compassion and mercy.
But that's on the menu,
Actually, no,
everybody.
I think they only so they go in the booth and then like across behind like this like section divider thing, there's the pirates who don't do anything.
Don't do anything.
And-
I have no idea why. There's so many moments in this movie that aren't funny, but I laugh at. Like, it's not
Yeah,
fu-
it's not supposed to be
funny.
funny.
Like, whenever Junior opens the little thingy, and then he's like, ah, and then they're like, and they basically are like, hey, but they're like, how's it going then, Mr. Lunt's like, hey, what's up? It's like, I don't know why, but that's just funny to me. Okay,
Wild.
hold on. Okay, guys. Oh my gosh. Mainly Jonathan, because I'm not talking to any people, but I have been in a
Citizens.
constant argument with my brother for years, and every time that we go to Publix, we pass by the chip section, and there's okay, I'm getting somewhere with this. we see
Okay.
Publix brand thin potato chips, right? And Publix brand, the thing about Publix brand is that they have like little they have their own little logos for stuff. So like
Yeah.
they have like a chip and then they have like a face on it. And I'm like, oh look, it's Paw Grape. And my brother's like, what are you talking about? That's not Paw Grape. And it's been an argument since at least like 2011. we're like every time
Bruh.
we do it, it's not Paw Grape. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I'm sending you this right now. I'm gonna put it up
Okay.
in the video. Tell me if this is Paw Grape or not.
Bro, that's Paw Grape. That's Paw Grape, bro.
I'm
You
telling you.
I don't think
can't
I've ever
deny it.
seen Publix brand potato chips though.
They don't sell them a lot because nobody wants them. Oh
Bruh.
my gosh. So everybody's gonna see a side by side right now, and
This is
it's Paw
totally
Grape.
Paw Grape. You
I
can't
don't
tell
know
me
what my
this is
brother's
not.
talking about.
Okay,
So,
so he
Junior looks
says-
at the menu, right?
and he sees compassion.
How much is compassion? And I want to know. I forget if they put a price. Imagine if like compassion, like.
Bro, how much is Oh my god.
So does it not have a price? Does it only say
It
market
just
price?
says market price under
Oh,
compassion.
so they didn't want to. They didn't want to make kids think that compassion has a price. So
Compassion has a price and it's $9.99. If you call now, it's $8.99. If you call this very second, if I hear the phone ring right now, it's $1. If you call yesterday, it's free. What? $9.99. Too late, my guy.
Anyway, back to the movie.
Anyway, so Paw Grape
Ahem.
says hi to Junior, and they introduce themselves as the pirates who don't do anything.
Don't do anything.
Wait, before that though, he's like, something Sonny. Can I call you Sonny? And then Junior's like, it's Junior, and he's like, close enough.
It's totally not.
Pretty close. You can't lie. It's kind of close though.
Okay.
Like
I
it's
can't
like the same
lie.
vibe to it though.
I want to know why that
You're-
was written.
Bruh. Because it's funny.
They introduced themselves to Junior.
We are the pirates who don't do anything.
Oh, you know that's right.
Bruh,
That is zilch.
I don't know why, but I found when he says, "Oh, you know that's right." I thought that was so funny. Bro.
This movie is so
just
funny to me.
He's
Everything.
just like, "Oh yeah, we don't do anything." Dang right, we don't do anything.
So then he said they talk, but then he's like, they call us the pirates who don't do anything, but that's not entirely accurate.
Remember that one thing with that one guy?
And then, like,
guy.
here's the thing. When does this movie take place?
Bro,
Like, this is biblical times, but they're in present times. What?
bruh, how old are the pirates who don't do anything, bro? Have they lived for like
Years?
ever?
So now the pirates who don't do anything are in biblical times, and it's something that they they really gloss over this fact. Like they do not explain in any shape or form how. Just like how.
And basically, they start telling Junior's story about
Jonah,
compassion.
about compassion and not mercy yet, but compassion. And
Yeah,
it's the story of
spoilers.
Spo-
Spoilers! Did you just say mercy, bro? What's that?
Cut this out, bro. One thing I thought was funny, like there are actually parts in this movie or lines in this movie that are actually really funny. Like
Mhm.
whether or not it's like, oh, it's VeggieTales, like kids movie, whatever. Like there's some parts where I was actually like really laughing. Like whenever they're trying, I guess they're trying to get a job so they can afford more twisties, cheese curls, and
cheese curls.
and so they're like, Mr. Nesser.
You have to get that Twisties cheese curls golden sweepstakes.
So they can't get a job, which which by the way, the Twisties cheese curl sweepstakes may not seem important now, but it's important.
Bro, it's
so
big plot.
Important plot point. So they're kind of walking
Very
around.
Important.
And we see Ninevites, and they're slapping each other with fish, which I don't know if that's a thing in the Bible, in the canon. But I have to look this up now. Nineveh.
Do Ninevites slap each other with
Nineveh fish
biblically
slapping. Of course, it only pulls up VeggieTales. Origins.
in parentheses biblical.
Whatever. They slap each other with fish, and Jonah, he shows up
With the message from the Lord.
Today I have a message from the Lord. And they're all
Oh
like,
my gosh! Wait! Before
Yes.
he pulls up on his camel, right? And
Yes.
so he addresses the camel.
Stop here, Reginald.
Stop here, bro! Stop here, Reginald, bro! Reginald. I just couldn't get over that for like.
I don't
kept
know why-
skipping it back. Like, did
Like
he
10
really
seconds.
just say Reginald?
I don't know why that's funny. Also, one thing, Podgrape's voice is like over the top old person
Oh my
voice, and
Do you
Um,
like here?
he's like, it was kind of like the mail, except his letters came straight from God. And it's like, also, here's the thing, along with like whenever it shows the biblical time scenes, there's a surprising amount of like modern looking stuff too. Like freaking, like the mailman has a modern mailman outfit, but Jonah
Bro, there's
has
a
like,
mailman.
there's a
There's
mailman.
just period. There's a mailman.
So we have a song sequence.
Don't do
for
drugs.
the words.
Stay in school.
It goes, don't do drugs, stay in school, and then there's a guy that like chimes in, but like
These are a lot
now,
of rules.
he only cares after he says, "Don't do drugs, and stay in school."
Don't do drugs, stay in school! This is quite a lot of rules!
This is quite a lot of rules. Like, whoa,
Like,
hold on,
whoa,
Jonah.
stop there, Jonah. You crossed the line, bro.
So we have a message from the Lord, a song sequence. It's
Message
you
from the
could
Lord.
guess what it's. You could guess how that goes down, and
Yeah.
so The mailman's kind of getting the crap end here. He's just trying to do his job, bro.
They go straight to Jonah. Like, sure, you want to hear the message from the Lord, but like, at least grab your mail from the mailman that's trying to give it to you first. Like, that's just common sense.
You never know what
Bad
bills are gonna
manners,
be in
bro.
there.
Bro, you gotta pay your taxes right now.
And don't even try to say, well, in this times there were no taxes. If there's a mailman,
Bro.
if the pirates who don't do anything are there, their taxes are a possibility.
The pirates who don't do anything are gonna get into some legal trouble when they don't do their taxes.
Bro, this is a pirate movie too.
No, bro, it is. I had to call that back, bro.
Yeah,
I had
the best
to.
moment, bro.
Yeah,
So
anyway.
we see Jonah and he's praying, and then God tells him to go to Nineveh. One thing I thought was funny is that he has like a map on his like tent wall or whatever,
Yeah.
and like, but like it's like there's like a couple cities nearby him that have like labels and like dots, and then it's completely empty. And then, like, you look at the corner and it's Nineveh, but there's nothing in between. Jonah has to go to Nineveh because God told him to. We get another song sequence not even like 3 minutes after the last song. So Archibald's like, no, Nineveh is where I draw the line, and he throws his the map. So then we get a flashback back to normal times. Bob's walking by, he goes,
The tow truck's on its way. You know, Junior, I love your dad and all, but that's the last time I pick him for a co-pilot.
Bob is like the best character in this movie.
Literally, there's so many times that there's like a silence, and then he just goes.
So then we were introduced to Mercy as a plot point.
Moisey
He's
whenever you
wanna help some is whenever you give someone forgiveness or something like that. Then we go back to Jonah, and everybody's like, yo, Jonah, what's the word? Stop it! There is no word.
There is no word.
He sees a sign. I can't sell your tickets to Nineveh.
It's landlocked.
You can't go by sea. You got to go by land. Yeah, so he goes to Tarshish.
Oh,
I don't want to go to Tarshish. Because some lady comes down. She's like, Jonah, what's the word? And he's like, the guy's like, he's going to Nineveh. And then she's like, really? He's like, I'm not going to Nineveh. What's the farthest place in the world from Nineveh? And like, I guess this
Tarshish.
that's Tarshish. I guess this one like port or dock or marina, I don't know. This one like I guess port like has routes to like the ends of the earth. like there's no stops in between. Is it just like in the middle of the ocean? Like where is this place positioned to where they can sail to Tarshish and get a ticket for it? He's just like, even if you had the money, like no one would sail. Then you hear the pirates that don't do anything singing in the background. And I guess, which they don't say anything that like implies that they do it. He's just like, oh, them. like I don't like. Whatever. They're all like, I don't know. Mr. Lunt's like, we got to pillage and plunder, and it takes a lot out of you. And then Larry's like, yeah, Alf is on in half an hour. And I'm like, what? Because no kid is who watches VeggieTales is gonna know what Alf is. It just doesn't make. It didn't make sense. And by the way, the TV that's shown in the background is broken. So like, even if Alf was on in half an hour, they can't watch it.
What does he say?
Money is no object.
Oh yeah. Why does Jonah have so much money?
It's never explained. He does not get paid.
He gets paid by God.
They're selling to Tarshish now. Anything you want to say about the Khalil scene?
You are powerful and attractive. You do not run from your problems, but confront them head on.
Which he totally doesn't. The bag! It speaks! And then he just throws it at the ceiling and then it crashes.
Mr. Twisty?
So
it's the traveling buddy!
So we're introduced to the traveling buddies. Jonah. No. What? We're introduced to Khalil.
Carlisle.
Carlisle?
Is God a pirate who doesn't do anything?
Bruh. Title of this video. So then we have a storm sequence where friggin' Larry and Mr. Lynn are playing like Go Fish.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they have this
they're
scene.
just-
Yeah, they're playing Go Fish in a
it's
storm.
just-
And then
Not even a storm. That's like a.
it's like a hurricane, bruh.
There's like at least 50-foot waves in that thing, bro.
I never got this part of the movie, especially now. Like as a kid, I was kind of like whatever, but like now,
Oh yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
understand.
bro.
Let me speak this out.
Okay,
So
yeah.
Poggrape is aware that there's a storm, and he's apparently even more aware that God made this storm. So he's
Mhm.
like,
It's
okay,
the wrath of God.
we're gonna play Go Fish to find out whose fault it is. Whoever's fault it is gonna walk the plank, and it makes no sense. What if this was somebody else on the face of the earth who made God angry, and there was a storm?
Bruh.
Like, what if it's totally Jonah's fault? But like, what if, but, like,
It's
what if it
totally
wasn't?
his fault. They play Go Fish wrong, cause they don't
Oh,
go till
yeah.
the pile's gone. They go till everybody doesn't have any, but that doesn't happen.
That doesn't make sense.
Like-
the last person who has car. Wait, it doesn't make. That
That's
doesn't
like-
make sense. What?
That's like some crazy eights or something.
I'm not good. I don't care about copyright because I need to put this small clip in. Mr. Lunt, he has it to the audience. He has one card, and then he's like, hee hee hee, and then like the
Oh
cards
my
kind of
gosh.
unfold, and he's like, oh. But like, what?
How did you
There's
not
like
notice
7
that?
cards, but there's like 7 of them, and it's like, how did you not notice? Ugh.
What did he just pick up 7 at a time? That's not how Go Fish works. And also,
None of
like,
this is how Go Fish works. So Jonah loses to sum up the rest of that scene. They have this like really drawn out shot where like Khalil's like, "What the goose I am? I had the match all along," and then he puts it down, and then he's like, and then, like, the lightning strikes, and it's like, "Oh my gosh!" Like everybody's like so
Jonah!
shocked, but we totally know that it's Jonah's fault.
right, yeah. And
They're
he's
all
like,
just okay with.
"Oh, I'm
with-
gonna have to throw myself into the sea." And then Larry, the cucumber's like, "Oh, you don't have to do that. We have a plank. You can
just
walk,
walk
into the
up."
sea."
I forget why this is even in the movie, but like,
Oh my
but
gosh.
Mr. Lon is like, my cousin from Moose Lake got me this, and then they're like, well, what is it? And then he explains it's like a motor.
What is it? This, my friends, is a Jupiter 1600 horsepower, high-octane, dual-propeller, pole-ignition outboard motor with the optional chrome trim package. Ooh, cool. What is it? It gets us back to Joppa.
I don't know if I'm just missing something. Why do they want to go back to Joppa? Like, weren't they gonna throw Jonah overboard or
I don't know.
something? Whatever.
They-
Jonah gets thrown overboard. Oh my gosh, the most unintentionally hilarious scene where they throw Jonah overboard and the storm clears, and it's just dead silent. They're all just looking around. There's no dialogue. They're all just looking at the sky and at the ship and at the water for like 5 seconds, and then Poggrave's like, that was easy. So they have a scene where the pirates who don't do anything are failing miserably at throwing him like the life preserver.
Yeah, because neither of them can see.
Oh yeah, neither of them have eyes. Have you ever noticed that Poggrave wears glasses, but he doesn't have eyes?
He's got invisible eyes.
We just can't see them. Okay, Jonah gets eaten.
He gets eaten by a whale. If you know the Bible story, then
If you know the Bible,
if you know, you know.
if you've read the manga,
Yo, if you read the manga, you know what happens in the anime, bro.
you know what happens in this anime if you've read the manga that is the Bible. Okay, what was their goal here? They're shooting out tennis rackets
to get Larry's ducky back.
I guess they don't care about Jonah.
Nobody cares about him now, bro. He's dead.
He's dead. Frick Jonah. We just want the ducky, bro. So they fire Khalil in the cannonball. I'm coming, traveling buddy. That shot of him flying into the whale's mouth. This whale has like a 100-foot vert, and like he's like flying through the air, and it's that shot of him flying through the mouth. He points backwards. That's so weird. How did the whale go upwards and then move forwards?
He on X Games, bro.
He on
He on
X Games.
Traveling buddy! Where are you?
They weren't even aiming at the whale with the bowling ball, bro. They were aiming at the sky.
Bruh. But the whales still went for it, bro.
Oh my gosh,
You
bro.
can probably shoot baskets, bro.
This whale can shoot baskets,
You
bro.
know dang well that whale, bro.
This whale can break your ankles.
He's gonna break every single one of the pirates' ankles, bro.
Jonah's in the whale. We get a fire song from the
Bro,
freaking angels,
This
bro.
fire veggie gospel scene, bro.
I want to point out this is more fire and hype than anything my
Oh
church
my
has
gosh.
played in like the past 4 years. Fire song from the angels. Shout out to the angels. Bruh, why is this soundtrack actually good?
It's
Like,
so
bruh,
good.
there's some songs on this that are actually fire.
Bruh.
I'm not even lying.
Oh my gosh, this scene where it zooms out and there's like a bajillion angels on these
Bruh.
sunken ships
How
inside
big
a
is this
whale.
whale?
How big is this whale, bro?
What's a bowling ball matter to him if he had to jump out of the water and eat it, bro? He has ships. He's not even digesting.
He's gotta be at least 14,000 cubic feet, bro. Like,
Bro, this is like an entire world inside this whale. To sum it up, we get a hype scene.
bro, it's so hype.
Our God is a God, a second shit. Yo, when I was watching this, I've seen this before, but I was like, yo, it's so fire. They didn't have to
so
go this
hype.
hard, bro.
They went in on this veggie gospel like praise music inside of a whale.
They went hard in this movie, bro.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
how Bob
There's-
is totally into the story at this point.
Bro,
he's like,
he's like, what happened?
did he get a did Jonah get a second chance? He's like, shouldn't you be waiting for the tow truck? He's like, yeah, that can wait. Hey, Jonah, get another chance.
Bro,
So,
this tiny little like 3-second clip. Hold on, I'm gonna send you it.
oh, is it with Laura's face?
Yes, bro.
Bro, why?
Hold
Why'd
on,
you
hold
do
on.
that?
Junior looks at her and she's like,
Bro.
she does such a sass face at him.
God saw that Jonah needed help, and he wanted to help him.
That's compassion.
But did he give him a second chance, even though he didn't deserve it? You know, mercy.
That kind of hurted me though.
Yeah, look at the girl asparagus reaction.
She's like, dang.
She's like, bruh. Jonah
like-
gets shot out of the whale, and Reginald is just there?
Bruh, Reginald the Beast, he crossed the full-on sea.
He walked
and
to
he's in-
Nineveh.
He straight up walked all the way to Nineveh.
He arrives in Nineveh, which is like a total like this,
Almost this
in like
reverse crater.
yeah,
It's like a
like
crater with a reverse crater dome, like
outside of
jaggedy
it.
thing.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense how it's like inside of a crater, but whatever. So Jonah gets into Nineveh. He reunites with the pirates who don't do anything.
Because they were on that sweepstakes.
Yeah, they won the sweepstakes somehow. I like the thought of them after because like after the whole like trying to save Jonah and then like the duck appears and then it cuts to Jonah and the whale. I like the thought of them like being like, well, that's the end of Jonah, going back to wherever they were before and then winning the sweepstakes and then just kind of forgetting about him. Okay, one thing I want to point out before I forget,
Mm-hmm.
this movie on the DVDs, I know nobody watching this has the DVD, but like you can find it on YouTube and I know nobody's gonna look it up, but like this movie, freaking Mike Nerwaki or however you pronounce his name, and Phil Vischer, if that's how you pronounce his name. Whatever. VeggieTales people, the voice of Larry, Mr. Lunt, they did an audio commentary on this movie in character. So they were like, for the entire thing, they were like, this is Mr. Lunt, this is Larry. And then like, it's the most weird but funny thing I've ever listened to. Because like Mr. Lunt starts talking about like his career on Saturday Night Live, and it's like the most random thing that like it's all improvised which makes it funny because it's just like what Mr. Lunt knew Jim Belushi, like what? It's just so weird. I recommend looking that up to anybody.
I'm
Anyway,
gonna watch that.
So I'm standing there in the dry cleaners with George Lucas, and I realize I'm holding his underpants. And I said, hey, are you Steve Jobs? The captain of Apple and Pixar, both at the same time, going back and forth like a crazy fool? And he said, why, yes, I am. And you know what I said?
What did you say?
I can't even remember why I started this story. This whole scene, in fact, maybe I can say this whole movie is powered by Krispy Kreme donuts.
Wow.
Because you think passing a kidney stone is hard. Try blowing a donut out your baleen. The movie's almost over, so Miramax passed because it didn't have Ralph Fiennes or Gwyneth Paltrow. And I'm thinking, boy, that sounds like a vegetable. If I've ever heard a name that sounds like a vegetable.
Think so?
What did I say?
Vegetable?
I had some Paltrow on my salad.
The movie's over now.
What movie? My blood sugar level is so high, I cannot legally drive.
Yeah.
they're in Nineveh. I forget how. I think one of them gets their hats knocked off, and it's like, oh, you have all of these cheese curls that you thought were free samples, but they're not. So, they're about to die. It's a pretty dark thing for VeggieTales, where they're placed like on these like targets. They're tied up, and it's shown like a pumpkin
The
gets
slap
squashed.
of no return.
Of
Oh yeah.
no return. And then
the
pumpkin gets
what was
squashed.
it? A squash or a pumpkin?
A squash, or I think it might have been a squash.
I think it's
maybe.
some kind of squash.
I know, like it's not shown to be that dark, but like, what do you think about it? This is a dark scene. A pumpkin or squash, whatever, gets squashed, and then they start crying. It's like they're
gonna
like,
die.
They're gonna die. So freaking Mr. Twisty shows up. It's totally unrelated. So Mr. Twisty, we gotta wrap this up. Mr. Twisty shows up.
Mr. Twisty, king of Nineveh,
which makes no sense, but okay. So Nineveh manufactures like cheese curls. Like what?
Facts, bruh.
I guess so.
Facts.
That's what it said in the Bible if you read it.
That's Thou shalt manufacture cheese curls.
Cheese curls
in Nineveh.
This is all in the Bible, everybody. So
I'm reading it straight off the Bible right here.
Jonah basically convinces Mr. Twisty to not kill him or them. He's like, oh, I need to give my speech. I was in the whale. He's like, okay, let him give you your speech. And he's like, oh, I haven't prepared it. Then he's like,
The message! Yes! The message! What was the message? It's been so long! Oh, yes! Stop it!
So then they're just like, okay. And then
they're like,
stuff is over.
They're like, oh yeah, because we worship the fish, and he was in a literal whale.
Fish.
So
we'll
listen to him and.
So they listen to him, and he's like,
Pray
we
for
shall.
forgiveness.
And then I think Mr. Twisty's literally like, we shall stop, or something along those lines.
We shall stop.
And then the next scene is actually pretty messed up. Jonah goes to like the top of a cliff and waits for God to literally strike down Nineveh and kill everybody.
They really did Jonah bad in this movie, bro. They made him so stupid.
Oh, a plant comes up because it's like hot, so it comes up as like shade. Yeah. That's an important thing.
So important.
Then a little bit later, he's like, I did my part. Now you do yours. Like fire, brimstone. You pick right over there. Well, the plant starts falling, and then it turns out Khalil's been eating it, and then he snaps. Jonah starts crying, and he like throws himself on the ground. It was my weed.
It was my weed.
Oh, and then Khalil goes, "You are pathetic."
And then he totally roasts Jonah. He's like,
yeah, so then he gives...
Bickering made me hungry.
Khalil gives him a talk about compassion and mercy.
He saw that those people needed help, that they didn't know right from wrong, and he wanted to help them. And that is why he sent you. And when you told them what they were doing wrong, they said they were sorry.
All legends fall into making.
And the Jonah part of the story just ends with Jonah crying on a cliff. And it's a pretty sad ending for Jonah. We don't really get much closure for Jonah.
Oh yeah, it just straight up ends.
Like there's
Like
more that
that.
happens, but still it's like we've spent the majority of this movie in biblical times. What happened? What happened to the pirates who don't do
happened?
anything? Everybody's sort of unsatisfied with the ending. And then Pa Grape is like, what do you expect? Twippo? And then he's like, yes. And then it's Twippo. He's here. But it's
He straight
Archibald.
up
I don't get that
understand.
because everybody's like, Bob. It's Bob. And like Bob doesn't recognize Larry in this movie, even though it's Larry. Like he's a pirate who doesn't do anything, but he's like Larry. And like all the other people are their regular characters, but Twippo is Archibald is Twippo, and he's not Archibald, but he's also Jonah. It just doesn't, whatever.
knows?
So
And
he
then, yeah,
he
he's
performs a
Twippo.
song
He's just
which
in the seafood place because he got lost on Road 95
Oh,
or
like-
59. I don't know.
so Twippo, I think he offers them a ride, and then he's like, "Oh, have you guys ever heard the story about a man named Jonah?" And they're all like, "Yeah." Twippo does the whole thing. He does a whole musical number and Fire Song, which by the way, the most hype part of the song is whenever frickin' he's like this song kind of slows down. Oh, by the way, this song Fire, Jonah was a prophet. Ooh, ooh, and he really never got it.
So good.
And like now through your life you may not wake up in a camel and you might not wake up inside a large aquatic mammal, but all the
Oh,
same,
yeah.
like Jonah, there's something you can do. Everyone deserves to get the second chance from you.
Compassion and mercy from me to you, and it's like exactly the dad wants to see, and yes, that is the point.
Wait.
For the most prophet. But he has a
My ears. I think Zoom just died.
Sorry, Zoom. Hype song, everybody. They're
Hold
all
up.
like, yeah.
It's the
Oh, yeah.
pirates who don't do anything. They're the straight up backup for Twippo or something. Like,
Yeah, this isn't planned.
or
Did they
maybe
run
it
this-
all was.
What if there's some huge conspiracy behind this movie? I'd love post your Jonah theories in the comments.
Yeah, let us know all the conspiracies.
So, the movie ends with I hate to break up the party, but only little have we met. Boom, 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 boom. Which another hype song, that Belly of the Whale song, like bruh. But this movie kind of ends like
Yeah,
it's just like boom, Jonah, like it's
Boom.
over.
Jonah.
I hate to break up the party, but who needed a toe? Have we met?
So that's Jonah, a VeggieTales movie. What did you think of this movie?
You know, it's a childhood favorite of mine.
Yeah,
Really great. You know, I
really great.
I would say 10 out of 10 because I mean, you gotta give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you gotta
but
give it a
if
10 out
I'm
of
being
10.
critical, I'd
Yeah.
say overall plot
It's a
um,
Bible story, so watch what you say.
on 3 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Oh, okay.
out of I don't know, 37.
37
On 3, we'll give
out of 37.
out of 37 a score out of 37 to
Okay.
the Jonah VeggieTales movie.
3, 2,
2, 1.
1. 35.
31.
Thank you guys for watching. Recommend this movie to everyone.
Yeah, everyone you know.
If you want to see me and Jonathan review more childhood favorites such as
Yeah.
this, we're probably going to end up reviewing the other theatrical VeggieTales movie because I haven't seen
Yeah.
that one in a long time.
Mhm.
So if we can find it somewhere, I'm pretty sure I own it on DVD because I'm that big of a VeggieTales fan.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Did you draw?
Frank!
No.
I'm
No.
drawing right now, and we gotta get your reaction to it. We are back. I forgot to draw a picture. It's tradition that I draw a picture of like the characters or something in a really weird way. About to send it to Jonathan and put it in the video.
If you
So
missed Khalil,
I did. Frick.
No. Whatever.
I'm gonna
It's-
draw.
It's
No,
fine.
no, 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 no. It's not. I'm drawing him, and like I'm doing this.
It's
You don't even.
fine.
You don't even have to press pause. I'm doing like a quick 5-second
ahead.
drawing. His hands are swollen because of the water pressure.
Paw grape is a pea, right?
It's a grape. What? Paw grape is a pea, right?
It
What?
looks like a pea, though.
Okay,
Must be lunch-
we're back.
is a lunch
I just drew
pod,
Khalil,
right?
sending it to Jonathan right now.
Better be good. This better be good. Bro, why does paw grape? Oh my gosh, bro.
That is
No way.
asparagus.
No way.
Oh my
Jonah, a
gosh.
veggie movie.